God says, "This is the final trumpet call before the silence falls. If you misstep at this sacred juncture, my presence will withdraw, and my countenance will no longer shine upon your path. My spirit is deeply wounded, and I will no longer tarry for your delayed compliance. Do not relegate this to your mental archives for a later that may never come, for a fate-altering event hangs in the balance, triggered solely by your continued hesitation. Pause everything and fix your gaze here, allowing no distraction to steal your focus. Your miracle of 5,750 million is uncaged and descending, but the trajectory of its arrival, whether it materializes in your hands or dissipates into the void, hinges entirely on your very next move. Type Amen in the comments to seal your faith in this hour. You have journeyed too far, weathered too many storms to stumble at the finish line. Yet, my child, you are teetering on the precipice of a spiritual chasm. I have intercepted you time and again, pulling you back from the brink. But if you disregard this conclusive appeal, you may find the path back to me irrevocably obscured. I have waited with infinite patience. I have spoken in hushed tones. I have implored you through the language of signs, the theater of dreams, and the sudden, jarring thoughts that broke through your mundane routine. Still, you have chosen to heed discordant voices. But now, I refuse to maintain a silent vigil, while the enemy pillages the inheritance I have meticulously prepared for you. This is not a scare tactic. It is the raw, urgent articulation of my love, driven by the knowledge that the adversary has orchestrated a sudden and cruel ambush. My revelation is not designed to terrorize you, but to fortify and defend you. I am commanding your attention. Hear me now, before you initiate any other action. The blessing I have ordained for you is divine, monumental, and surpasses the limits of your imagination. Yet, at this very instant, it is being weighed in the spiritual balance. Your immediate compliance will trigger its release. Your foot dragging will annul it. Comment 1111 if you recognize this as your divine confirmation. You are not required to be flawless to receive this, but you must be fully present. You must cease relegating me to the remnants of your day. I am not a spare moment in your schedule. I am the very author of your time. You cry out when your world crumbles, and I respond. You plead for salvation, and I manifest. Yet when I dispatch a preemptive warning before the tempest, you dismiss it as mere chance. This is no coincidence. This is my divine intervention. I granted you the season to pivot. I afforded you the space to evolve. I permitted you to stumble just enough for you to realize it was I who held you steady all along. But now the heavens are primed to unleash what has been withheld. A financial deluge, inscribed with your name, is approaching. It is divine capital, destined for healing, assistance, blessing, and construction. Not for avarice, but for your sacred mission. However, I will not subsidize chaos, nor will I sanctify insurrection. This is the essence of my final warning. Comment 222 if you entrust me to navigate you through this. The recurring numerals you encounter, the persistent dreams, the pervasive premonition that something monumental is imminent, that is me, not your imagination. I have permitted your spirit to sense what your physical eyes cannot perceive. Because if I do not seize your focus now, the portal will seal shut, and you will never glimpse what lay beyond it. You stand at the crossroads, a single step away from either a monumental breakthrough or a devastating breakdown. Your decisions today will resonate through eternity. Engage with this video if you recognize it as God reeling you back to safety. The inertia you currently feel is not retribution. It is sanctuary. I am orchestrating the alignment of the right allies. I am shattering invisible shackles. I am dispersing the hands conspiring to betray you. You remain oblivious to the multitude of snares I have dismantled along your path without your knowledge. The silence you mistook for abandonment was, in fact, me waging war for you in dimensions you cannot comprehend. But now, I demand your agency. I demand your capitulation. I require your yes to resonate louder than your litany of excuses. If you grasped the magnitude of what is at stake, you would collapse in reverent surrender. For 5,750 million is not a mere figure. It is an emblem, a transfer, a celestial reward that has been secured in my treasury, awaiting the alignment of your spirit with my divine will. This is not fantasy. It is not deception. It is spiritual reality, cloaked in terrestrial language. I have elected you for a purpose of great might. You are not ordinary. You are not invisible. Heaven is acquainted with your name. The angelic hosts have perused your scroll. I have witnessed your tears, your isolation, your nocturnal pleas for a way forward. And I answered, I swung the gates wide. But those gates will not remain ajar indefinitely. Your obedience will hold them open. Your pride will violently slam them shut. There are individuals surrounding you who are unwittingly speaking demise over your aspirations. Their very energy is leeching your faith. This is why I have been systematically removing people, severing friendships, and terminating connections. I am not attempting to isolate you. I am strategically positioning you. If I had not cleared the room, you would never discern who was infecting your promise. This is the epic of revelation, but exclusively for those who remain under my sheltering wing. You have questioned my silence. You have pondered if I have forgotten you. Yet, silence is the crucible where I perform my profoundest work. Do not misinterpret stillness for absence. I have been contending for you, safeguarding what you could not even articulate. And now, I am delivering this message to you, not by happenstance, but because it represents your definitive turning point. Your entire future is contingent upon your response in this very instant. This is the juncture where you cease your flight. This is the moment where you either place your complete trust in me or observe the promise drift past you. You will not receive another communication this lucid. I am not concealing my will from you. I have rendered it explicit. I have reiterated it in your spirit. And now I am utilizing this precise moment to declare, obey me now, or forfeit what I have prepared. This is love. This is mercy. But it is also the concluding warning. Remain attentive. Continue to listen. I am not distant. My arms remain open. Yet the imperative for movement is now. Everything you have supplicated for is already in motion. Do not squander it through distraction. Do not forfeit it through disbelief. And above all, do not dismiss my voice when it arrives softly, clearly, and directly, as it is doing at this moment. Why are so many claiming this CIA ritual transformed their existence in just 7 seconds? This exposed CIA ritual is authentic and immensely powerful. A 7-second brainwave technique, substantiated by 4 neuroscience laboratories, is enabling ordinary individuals to leap from destitution to opulence. Dream residences, automobiles, voyages, it is all within your grasp. However, this video could be expunged from the internet at any moment. Therefore, click the link in the description and comments now to witness it before it vanishes forever. I have not yet turned my back on you, but I am cautioning you now. I will not plead indefinitely. If you spurn my summons this time, the cost will extend beyond the financial realm. It will be spiritual, emotional, and generational. Comment 333 to profess your faith immediately. There are consequences inextricably linked to disobedience. I am a God of love, but I am also a God of justice. My heart aches, not because I desire to penalize you, but because I foresee the impending danger and possess the means to avert it. You are beseeching me for miracles while clinging to the habits that obstruct them. You desire blessing without obedience. You cry out for increase while traversing in delay. That pattern must be shattered today. I have dispatched celestial messengers to deliver the inheritance inscribed with your name. This 5,750 million is not merely wealth, it is restoration. It is compensation for everything pillaged, everything fractured, and every falsehood propagated against you. But heed my words carefully. If you revert to what I have already commanded you to abandon, that blessing will be rerouted to another. I cannot sanctify what contradicts my word. Comment 555 if you acknowledge you are prepared to stride into your blessing. Every time you nearly surrendered, I enveloped you. When your heart was shattered, I gathered the fragments. When your strength faltered, I bore you. I have consistently proven my faithfulness, even when you failed to recognize me. Such is the profundity of my love. But today, my child, I am summoning you to a new altitude. I am calling you out of familiar anguish and into supernatural abundance. Yet you must relinquish the anchors that moor you to the past. You have remained stagnant because you continue to entertain the same voices that stifle your growth. Those who declared it wasn't your time, who ridiculed your visions, who diminished you when I designated you as chosen. That is why I am agitating your spirit now, because they cannot accompany you to the destination I am charting for you next. I have a path exclusively for those who choose me wholly. Comment 777 if you sense my presence communicating directly with you in this moment. Your destiny is too monumental to be carried on a foundation of compromise. If you persist in placating the world, you will forfeit the wealth embedded in your future. I am not simply offering you money. I am offering you a peace that no financial institution can purchase. Yet, I have encased it within a divine financial blessing to demonstrate that I supply all things, not humanity, not systems, not employment, but me. This financial release was scheduled eons ago, inscribed in the celestial timeline assigned to your name. It was delayed because your heart wavered. You were unstable. You heeded fear over my voice. You leaned on your own strategy instead of my spirit. But now, through my grace, I am presenting you with one final bridge to cross into what has already been prepared. I do not communicate in this manner frequently, so take this with absolute gravity. There are mysteries I have concealed from others that I am about to unveil to you. However, revelation unaccompanied by obedience breeds destruction. You must not only hear me, you must move in concert with me. Your hesitation is postponing the deliverance of your household. Your indecision is maintaining the closure of doors I have already unlocked. This transcends your individual journey. It encompasses everything tethered to your name. I yearn to see you ascend. I yearn to see you made whole. I yearn to see you enter rooms that once rejected you, not with arrogance, but with my favor resting upon you like a luminous aura. But I cannot release that if your spirit remains divided. Choose me now. Trust me now, because the enemy is circling, yet he holds no authority where my hand is revered. You are oblivious to the multitude of spiritual skirmishes waged this week on your behalf. The demonic realm petitioned to obstruct your blessing, but I issued a decree of denial. They attempted to indict you with your history, but I stood as your advocate. They conspired to delay your breakthrough, but I fractured the timeline for your sake. Now I am awaiting your complete yes, your humble surrender. Not your excuses, not your stipulations, just your heart. You have already squandered countless years justifying yourself to individuals who were never destined to comprehend you. Now is the season of execution, not explanation. What I have implanted within you is sacred. It is not meant for debate. It is meant for release. And I will underwrite it with what the enemy swore you would never receive. Supernatural wealth, heaven-backed resources. But only if you step into it. When I command movement, your hands have remained empty because your faith has been vacillating. Today, I break that pattern. I nullify every voice that declared it was too late. I silence the mouths of those who spoke against your name. And I pry open the floodgates of my provision. I do this because I love you. I do this because you are still breathing. I do this because my mercy has not yet exhausted itself upon you. But hear me, this is your final moment to say yes without backward glances. Your destiny is poised in anticipation. My angels are primed, and the heavens are cradling your portion. Do not forfeit this because you yearn for comfort more than your calling. My hand is extended, now seize it. Withdraw from what you know is suffocating your spirit. I will sustain you through what you fear, but I cannot compel you into purpose. You must walk. I am not finished with you, I never was. But if you permit this moment to elapse, you will experience an irreversible shift, not because I have ceased loving you, but because I am holy, and I will not compel a choice that must be freely made. Choose me now. Choose life. Choose breakthrough. Choose freedom. Choose wealth. Choose purpose. And I will envelop you in a glory beyond human explanation. Comment 999 if you discern this is unequivocally for you. What is the reality behind the 7-second brain technique generating headlines and millionaires? A startling CIA leak has unveiled a 7-second brain ritual assisting everyday people in eradicating debt and attracting substantial wealth. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home technique is transmuting financial stress into dream living. Homes, cars, vacations, it is all materializing. But governmental entities could suppress this at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it is expunged forever. There is a profound stillness upon your soul because your spirit is perceiving me, even as your flesh attempts to resist. But irrespective of how far you have strayed or how much you have doubted, my love for you has never faltered. This final warning is not rooted in wrath. It is saturated with love. Love that rectifies, love that redirects, love that proclaims, I cannot allow you to settle for mediocrity when I have fashioned you for so much more. I perceive what others overlook. I am acquainted with your true struggles. I know of the tears you shed in secrecy, the fears that rob you of sleep, and the moments you question my presence. I never departed. I never ceased watching. I have simply been waiting for you to finally surrender completely, so I can execute what only I can accomplish. This is your window. You may never encounter this alignment again. Comment 1212 if your spirit feels this is my confirmation. You have sought clarity. You have begged for signs. You have pleaded for assistance. And here I am, speaking to you with absolute clarity. Obey me now. Turn away from the issue I have been convicting you about. Withdraw from the compromise. Release what I have already told you is not part of your future. This is not a trial. It is a final summons. The 5,750 million I have set in motion toward you is tied to your mission, not your convenience. It is designed to fund the purpose for which you were created. If you treat this as frivolous or deem it too incredible to accept, you will delay what I intended to be instantaneous. Miracles do not adhere to logic. They adhere to obedience. I do not require you to grasp the methodology. I simply need you to trust that I will fulfill it. Comment 1515 if you are ready to release control and trust my direction. Many people desire my blessing but reject my boundaries. They crave my provision but not my presence. But my child, you cannot disentangle the two. The financial breakthrough you have prayed for has already been decreed from heaven, but you must step into alignment to obtain it. If I bestowed it upon you without order, it would overwhelm you. I bless through process, not through shortcuts. The delay in your life is not because I altered my intention. It is because you have not moved in the manner I instructed. You have been circling the same mountain, repeating the same cycle, praying for change while disregarding instruction. That ends now. I am not here to humiliate you. I am here to liberate you. But truth must precede liberation. The reality is you cannot blend light with darkness and anticipate my endorsement. The spirit of confusion is being vanquished right now. The chains that held you imprisoned in indecision, poverty, and fear, they are disintegrating even as you peruse these words. Because my word never returns void. When I speak, atmospheres shift, fortresses crumble, and heaven mobilizes. And I am speaking now with resounding clarity, not with fury, but with finality. This is your moment to ascend from the ashes and receive what has been awaiting you. You will no longer be overlooked. You will no longer be the one perpetually left behind. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are favored, chosen, and sealed by my hand. That is why the enemy has assailed you so viciously, because he discerned what you could not. He recognized what I had invested in you. But now, I am granting you the advantage. I am providing you access to what was concealed behind the veil. Do not squander this transfer. Do not postpone your transformation. I am orchestrating something that will baffle others, but it will move you to tears when you perceive how flawlessly I have arranged it. What once required a decade will manifest in 10 days. But I will not sanctify rebellion. I will not finance excuses. This is your turning point. Not next month, not next week, but now. I have waited, I have watched, and now I am ready to release. The heavens are not sealed over you. The impediment was not in the blessing, it was in the belief. But today I decree over you. Faith is rising, clarity is approaching, purpose is aligning, and miracles are activating. The wealth I am transmitting is not solely to elevate your life. It is to unlock doors for others through you. You are a vessel, and I will pour through you. You are not too late. You have not yet missed your opportunity, but you must act now. A moment is approaching when what I am offering will transition to the next willing heart. Not because I love you less, but because I cannot continue pouring into resistance. Do not harden your heart. Do not second-guess me. Do not let pride exclude you from the promise. I gave you the sign. I gave you the word. Now, give me your surrender. I have never ceased authoring your story. You have skipped pages. You have attempted to conclude the chapter. But I remain the author and finisher, and I have scripted a plot twist for your life that will redeem everything you lost. You will not merely recover. You will reign. You will not merely survive. You will overflow. But it commences with your yes, a profound, tearful, undistracted affirmation. The instant you obey me with your whole heart, Not halfway, not when convenient, not when desperate, but truly, deeply, completely. Your breakthrough will inundate you so swiftly that it will drive you to your knees in gratitude. I have anticipated this moment with more patience than you realize. But now, I am no longer awaiting your delay. Comment 010 if you are ready to obey me fully and without reservation. Is it finally the moment to experiment with the same CIA secret ritual that is revolutionizing lives in seconds? This newly disclosed CIA-backed study unveils a 7-second money ritual that is transforming existences overnight. Scientifically authenticated by 4 neuroscience laboratories, it rewires your mind to attract wealth like a magnet. Individuals once bankrupt are now savoring opulent residences, new automobiles, and exotic travel. But this confidential information will not remain accessible online much longer. Click the description and comments now to access it before it is permanently expunged. The 5,750 million tied to your destiny is not a fantasy. It is a heavenly resource already established for you. But wealth emanating from me is not solely about opulence. It is provision with a purpose. I did not summon you to a lifetime of struggle. I did not design you to merely subsist. You were born to execute divine assignments, to construct, to restore, to emancipate others. And this financial release is intended to underwrite that exact mission. I have observed you in seasons where you lacked the strength to even petition me, yet I still acted on your behalf. That is because my love is not fragile. It is not contingent upon your mood or consistency. It is anchored in my eternal covenant with you. But simply because I love you does not imply I will permit you to disregard correction. Today embodies that correction. Today I am intervening to declare, enough is enough. I will not allow you to forfeit this blessing. Comment 1717 if you believe this is divine timing established by me. You have repeatedly inquired why everything is being delayed. But the truth is, I was never delaying. I was awaiting you to release what you refused to surrender. The instant you lay it down, the fear, the toxic attachment, the doubt, the control, that is the moment everything unlocks. Not because I am withholding it, but because I am safeguarding it until you are genuinely prepared to bear it. I am not human that I should lie. When I declared I would bless you, I meant it. Yet I will not bless you in a manner that destroys you. I am sending this as your final warning because what is converging upon you is colossal, and I refuse to allow you to encounter it unprepared. Your name is inscribed on a door in the spiritual realm, and the angels are poised for the moment I declare. Now, release it to them. Comment Amen if you are receiving this with faith in your heart. You have been striving in your own strength, your own timing, and your own understanding. But the reality is, the magnitude of this blessing exceeds human capacity. What is approaching is so supernatural, so kingdom-backed, that only complete surrender will activate it. You are stepping into something that generations before you prayed for but never witnessed. And I have chosen you to be the conduit through which it flows. My child, do not forfeit this due to pride. Do not miss it because you assume you have time. The truth is, time is accelerating faster than you perceive. What you postpone today could transform into another person's assignment tomorrow. I do not wait forever. That is not cruelty. It is the cost of greatness. I am inviting you, once and for all, to step out of fear and into purpose. And I will sustain you if you allow me. Divine connections are already set in motion to meet you on the other side of your obedience. Individuals you have never encountered will bless you. Doors you have never knocked upon will swing open. Documents, approvals, and celestial alignments will converge without explanation. Because when I move, nothing can impede it. But that movement commences not with hustle, not with striving, but with surrender. You have expended sufficient energy fighting battles I have already won. Allow me to contend for you. Permit me to demonstrate the essence of favor. Let me take your empty hands and fill them until they overflow, not merely with money, but with purpose, healing, laughter, and impact. But you must cease running. You must stop pretending you did not hear me. This is your moment to pivot and walk directly into destiny. This warning is not harsh, it is holy, because I discipline those I love. And I love you too profoundly to let you settle in a life of confusion when I have already assigned clarity to your path. You are anointed. You are called. You are set apart. No weapon forged against you can halt what I have destined for you. unless you grant the enemy access through your disobedience. You have persevered this far because I covered you, but you will advance further when you trust me. This blessing is not solely about your present. It concerns your tomorrow, your family, and your children's children. I am establishing you for generational impact. I am erasing the shame of your past and replacing it with a legacy that will stand as a testament to my faithfulness. I know you fear what obedience might cost, but what you will lose by ignoring me will exact a far higher toll. This is not the season to treat grace lightly. This is the season to take me seriously, because the floodgates are open, but they are not open indefinitely. The window remains slightly ajar, and I am holding it just long enough for your yes to surge through. But soon, it will close. Take the step. Utter the prayer. Delete what I instructed you to delete. Withdraw from the individuals I revealed were draining you. Step into what frightens you but persistently calls you back, because on the other side of that lies your promised land. And I do not merely want you to glimpse it, I want you to inhabit it. Your time is now, your breakthrough is now, and your destiny is shouting your name from the future. Will you answer it? Will you release fear long enough to receive the greatest outpouring I have ever prepared for you? I am still waiting, but not for much longer. Come now, and witness what I will accomplish. The very ground beneath your circumstances is trembling, for I am shifting everything that once restrained you. I am removing what was concealed in darkness. I am exposing what you could not see, and I am propelling you into a blessing more expansive than your past ever equipped you for. Comment 11 if you believe I am addressing your situation directly. Why is the government laboring so diligently to suppress this 7-second brain ritual? A stunning CIA leak has just unveiled a 7-second brain ritual, now empowering ordinary people to eliminate debt and attract unstoppable wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience laboratories, this simple at-home technique is converting financial struggles into dream lifestyles. New homes, vehicles, vacations, it is all becoming achievable. But governmental forces might delete this secret at any instant. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted forever. This is not the time for hesitation. The heavens are accelerating rapidly. The portal of sudden favor is wide open, but you must traverse it in complete obedience. If you continue to procrastinate, the wave of opportunity will recede, not because I lack love for you, but because I will not infuse new wine into old wineskins. This new season demands an unprecedented level of surrender. You cannot transport yesterday's mindset into tomorrow's miracle. I have already appointed angels to safeguard what is about to arrive. The $5,750 million I have designated for you is not simply for expenditure. It is for kingdom building, for healing your lineage, and for delivering others who are observing you, awaiting evidence of my genuine favor toward you. I have concealed your value for a season because I was protecting it, but now I am about to unveil it publicly. Comment 222 if you trust that this promise rightfully belongs to you. You have pondered why the spiritual warfare has been so intense, why betrayal manifested in those you loved, why rejection materialized at the peak of your loyalty. It is because what I placed within you could not be pilfered, so the enemy attempted to wound you deeply enough that you would surrender it yourself. But I prevented that outcome. I carried you through it, even in silence, defending you when no one else would. I have shielded you from dangers you were unaware were approaching. I blocked relationships that appeared favorable but carried spiritual toxicity. I kept you out of rooms you wept over because I knew those spaces would crush your spirit and divert you from your anointing. But now, because you remain standing even while trembling, I am preparing a table in the presence of every voice that declared you would not succeed. Comment 777 if you recognize this as your season of restoration. I will not let your faith go unrewarded. Do you think I overlooked when you continued giving even when you were depleted? Do you think I failed to see the nights you cried out my name when no one else understood? I did. I was there. And now I am responding. What is approaching is not insignificant. It will overwhelm you. It will restore what the years plundered. It will silence every falsehood spoken against your name. You are stepping into the prophecy you once deemed impossible. And I will not merely fulfill your request, I will exceed what you had the courage to envision. But you must remain close to me. You must not forget me once the blessing arrives, because nothing grieves me more than witnessing my children turn away once they no longer require rescue. The reason I am warning you now is because blessing can transform into a burden if your heart is not grounded. This is why I have been refining you, testing your loyalty, and shaking your comfort. I did not do it to harm you, I did it to anchor you, so that when abundance pours in, you will stand in it with humility, not pride, with faith, not fear, with purpose, not performance. There are individuals who ridiculed you when you spoke of my promise. They will soon witness it with their own eyes. I will not only restore you, I will render your restoration visible. Your story will not culminate in suffering, it will culminate in glory. And I will receive the glory through every aspect of it, even the chapters you wish had never occurred. Nothing is squandered with me. You are being positioned for something that will not merely alter your life, it will shift your entire bloodline. I am referring to generational healing, generational wealth, and generational freedom. The chains that bound your family for decades are breaking off you right now. You are the interruption. You are the chosen one. You are the answer to prayers offered long before your birth. That is why the pressure has been unbearable at times, because the oil I placed within you was never intended for ordinary use. You have been marked not for comfort, but for impact. And I am about to utilize you to bless more people than you can enumerate. But do not lose focus. Do not let the cacophony of this world distract you from the resonance of my voice. Stay close. I am about to speak again in ways that will guide your every step. What you have been contending for is already yours. I simply require your complete yes, not a yes based on emotions, not a yes based on outcomes, but a yes rooted in trust. The kind of trust that declares, even if I do not see it yet, I will still believe you. That kind of trust is the key that unlocks the vault I have been guarding for you. That vault is ready. That vault carries more than wealth. It carries peace, clarity, love, and divine appointments. But I will not sanctify rebellion. I will not reward delay. I will not bestow something holy upon you while your hands are still entertaining what I commanded you to release. Let it go now, fully, completely, and watch me inundate you with everything I have promised. My word does not fail. My timing does not err, and my hand never falls short. Comment 333 to declare your faith without fear or hesitation. You have been on the verge of breakthrough numerous times, but you allowed doubt to pull you back. This instance is different. This time, everything is in alignment. Heaven has already recorded your name on a divine transfer. That 5,750 million is more than currency. It is a symbol of everything I have held in reserve for the moment you finally trusted me without reservation. The blessing is not distant. It is not delayed. It is waiting. What you are about to step into will not be rationalized by logic. People will inquire how it transpired, but your response will be a single word: God. That is how sudden it will be. That is how supernatural it will feel. But you must not glance backward. You must not revert to the very patterns I have been striving to break off you. Some things cannot accompany you into the land I have prepared. Comment 555 if you are choosing to release the past and advance with me. Do you know why everyone is whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is revolutionizing lives across the globe. Verified by neuroscience, this 7-second technique assists ordinary individuals in attracting money, freedom, and luxury. If you are viewing this, you are extremely fortunate. The page may vanish at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to access this secret before it is permanently deleted. I am executing this not solely for you, but through you, because your obedience will unlock blessings for others who are silently observing your life. There are individuals praying for answers, and I have selected you to be part of that response. But you cannot pour out what you have not yet received, and to obtain it, you must move. When I command movement, that moment is now. I will no longer permit you to walk in circles. That season has concluded. You have assimilated what you needed to learn. You have experienced the sting of delay. You have endured the ache of unfulfilled promises. But I am not human that I should deceive. What I declared I would do, I will execute. And not only will I do it, I will accomplish it more magnificently than you ever imagined. I will surpass your expectations because I am God, and I do not disappoint. Comment Amen if you recognize this is not coincidence but confirmation. The reason you are here at this moment, hearing this, feeling this tug in your chest, is because your spirit acknowledges my voice. Even if your intellect attempts to rationalize it away, your soul recognizes this as divine. I have been summoning you for an extended period, in the quiet moments, in the storms, in the sleepless nights. This is me declaring, "Come closer now. Do not make me call again." I desire to bestow upon you a peace that is independent of your bank balance. I want to bless you in a manner that silences your adversaries but also transforms your heart. For what advantage is a miracle if your heart is unprepared to bear the responsibility it entails? That is why I have been testing your character, shaping your motives, and removing your idols. Not to harm you, but to prepare you for the abundance on its way. You are not forgotten. I have observed every seed you sowed in tears. I have heard every whispered prayer. I have watched you persevere even when your faith was hanging by a thread. And now, I am responding, not out of obligation, but out of love. Deep, relentless, protective love. I am dispatching this blessing not because you earned it, but because you endured. This wealth will transform your life, but more importantly, it will redirect your trajectory. You will no longer function in survival mode. You will no longer fret over bills, plead for assistance, or feel imprisoned in a place that drains your soul. I am guiding you into freedom, not just financial, but spiritual, emotional, and mental. This is your season of release, but it commences with one element: complete obedience. Partial surrender will not unlock what I have sealed for you. Half-hearted faith will not activate what is already circling your name. You must resolve today to walk away from what has been restraining you. Whether it is fear, sin, pride, or individuals, I am asking you to release what you cannot transport into your next chapter. This is not about perfection. It is about positioning. Your blessing is spiritual before it is physical. It is not solely about what reaches your bank account. It is about what impacts your soul. The instant you say yes in your heart, not merely with your lips, I will begin to pour. Not in drips, but in torrents, and you will lack the capacity to contain it. But I will instruct you on how to bear it, how to safeguard it, how to multiply it, and how to utilize it to honor my name. This is your moment to abandon everything you believed you required and seize everything I have promised. The choice is yours. Remain in the wilderness or step into the land flowing with provision. I will not coerce you, I will not plead with you, but I will make it unequivocal. The time is now, the blessing is here, and this is your final summons before the season transitions. You have requested confirmation, and here it is. You have asked me to speak clearly, and this is the most explicit I will ever be. You will either trust me or risk missing what I reserved for you before your birth. This is more than just a financial miracle. It is a moment that will define your future. But if you retreat, if you disregard this final appeal, what was intended to be a testimony will become a tale of what could have been. My mercy has held the door open. My love has kept it unlocked. But my holiness will not permit disobedience to enter alongside you. Comment Amen if you know in your soul this is the hour to choose correctly. You are not reading this by accident. This is not just another moment, it is a divine confrontation. I am confronting your comfort, your delay, and your fears that have masqueraded as logic. I did not bestow fear upon you. I gave you power, love, and a sound mind. But you have permitted the falsehoods of the past to whisper louder than my promise. That ends now. I have already commanded the release of 5,750 million in provision, with your name sealed upon it. Not for comfort, not for applause, not for luxury, but for legacy. What I am giving you will become the foundation of deliverance for many. You will rescue others with the very blessing you once begged me for. But I cannot dispatch it to a place where rebellion still resides. Comment 11 if you believe this is the moment everything shifts. Do you think I have observed you suffer without cause? Every hardship was a training ground. Every betrayal was a lesson. Every delay was a sharpening of your discernment. And now, the final test is not about what you feel, it is about what you choose. Will you follow my instructions even when they defy logic? Will you trust me even when it is uncomfortable? Because this level of blessing necessitates a new level of trust. I am not merely blessing you for survival, I am blessing you for stewardship. And before I place significant weight in your hands, I must ensure your hands are clean. I will not fund dysfunction. I will not sanctify chaos. That is why I am asking you, one final time, to release what is contaminating your purpose. What if a rapid 7-second brain ritual could genuinely erase your debt and saturate your life with unstoppable abundance? A shocking CIA leak has just unveiled a 7-second ritual now assisting ordinary people in clearing debt and attracting unlimited wealth. Verified by 4 premier neuroscience laboratories, this straightforward at-home technique is converting financial problems into dream lifestyles. New homes, cars, vacations, it is all materializing for real individuals. But governmental entities could suppress this secret at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it is permanently deleted. You have observed others prosper without me, and you have questioned, why not me? But their wealth is transient, unprotected, and often a disguised trap. What I am providing you is eternal, safeguarded, and saturated with purpose. That is why it has taken time, because what endures is constructed meticulously, and I have been constructing this blessing with your name engraved at its core. Comment 999 if you feel the stirring in your soul that this word is for you. There are spiritual portals opening that only obedience can traverse, and the enemy has assailed you most fiercely here, because he recognizes that this is where your lineage shifts forever. That is why distractions have multiplied. That is why warfare has intensified, because this is not merely a seasonal change, it is a generational overturning. The curses fracture here. The cycles terminate here. The new narrative commences here. You will no longer bear what your forebears carried. You will no longer engage the same conflicts. I am placing a crown of restoration upon your head, and I am declaring you royalty. But royalty does not dwell in rebellion. It walks in reverence. I am not only making you wealthy, I am making you wise. I am bestowing upon you discernment, strategy, and revelation to manage what I pour into your hands. But I must possess your heart, all of it. Not solely on Sundays, not solely when you require something. I want the shattered fragments, the exhausted parts, the areas you have attempted to repair independently. Surrender them to me. I will heal what years of effort could never touch. I will reconstruct you from the inside out. And when you rise, individuals will recognize it was not chance, it was my hand. I will restore your reputation in the eyes of those who ridiculed you. I will elevate you before those who abandoned you. I will bless you so completely that even your adversaries will declare, that had to be God. But not if you persist in clinging to what I instructed you to release. I cannot place glory upon disobedience. This is the moment to let go completely and walk into my will. Everything you assumed was dead is about to spring to life. The barren places are about to bloom. The dreams you interred are about to be resurrected. But I cannot infuse life where compromise is still entertained. My spirit does not inhabit places that refuse transformation. And I love you too profoundly to pretend you are ready when you are not. That is why I am warning you again. Surrender now. This blessing is unlike anything you have experienced. It will unsettle you, overwhelm you, and evoke tears of joy and worship you did not even know resided within you. But it commences with one word: yes. A complete, unwavering, unreserved affirmation. The kind of yes that dismantles old habits. The kind of yes that costs you pride but gains you peace. The kind of yes that creates space for me to manifest. This is your final delay, your final detour. I am making the path clear before you. I am sending confirmation after confirmation. I am whispering direction and proclaiming truth. But I will not perpetuate signals indefinitely. You are mature enough now. You have witnessed enough. You have survived enough. Now you must walk. Walk into my will. Walk into destiny. Walk into abundance. Walk into healing. Walk into purpose. I will meet you there, and I will pour out more than you can contain. My instructions have not changed. My promises have not faded. But my patience is approaching its final threshold. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to save you. Because what is approaching is too sacred to be entrusted to someone still entangled in what I asked them to abandon. Comment 22 if you trust me to guide you through this moment with purpose. You have wept long enough. You have wrestled with fear, doubt, and delay. You have asked if I still recall what I declared, and here I am, reminding you with clarity, urgency, and love. Yes, I remember. But I need to know, do you? Do you recall what you promised me in the darkness? The tears, the prayers, the late nights when you said, God, just help me one more time. This is that one more time. I am not simply releasing a number. That 5,750 million is a divine sign of something far deeper. It is evidence that I uphold my word. It is the terrestrial reflection of a celestial release. It is not merely meant to alter your life. It is designed to launch your calling, to fund your assignment, to fuel your vision, and to finally silence the voice that kept whispering, "You will never have enough." Comment 777 if you believe your provision is already en route. I will not release what is holy into hands that are only half surrendered. This is why I have been summoning you to purity, discipline, and alignment, because what is approaching is not merely weighty, it is holy. The kind of wealth I am transmitting comes with spiritual responsibility. It cannot be managed with antiquated mindsets or immature motives. That is why I had to allow certain doors to close. I was protecting your future from your past. You have questioned why people departed, why things did not materialize, why I shut down opportunities you believed were the answer. It is because I perceived what you could not, how those things would have corrupted what I was building in you, how they would have diverted you from your mission. So, I removed them, even if it caused you pain, because I would rather wound your feelings now than witness your future collapse later. Comment 10 if you recognize this separation was part of my plan for your promotion. There is a reason I have been whispering in your spirit more loudly than ever recently. You felt it, the dreams, the signs, the scriptures, the impression that something significant is approaching. That is not your imagination. That is me. That is my spirit preparing you for what has already been released in the spiritual realm. The sole factor that can obstruct it now is disobedience. Could a CIA-leaked brainwave ritual be the swiftest shortcut to a life of opulence? Newly released CIA research has exposed a staggering brainwave technique enabling everyday individuals to attract immense wealth almost instantly. This 7-second at-home ritual, proven by 4 neuroscience laboratories, is transforming debt into dream houses, cars, and luxury getaways. If you are reading this, consider yourself fortunate. The page could be removed at any time. Click the link in the description and comments to unlock the secret before it disappears forever. You are not too late, but you are in the final stretch. This is where many capitulate, not because they are too weak, but because they grow too weary. Do not permit weariness to pilfer what I have been storing for you. Allow me to carry you across the finish line. I have performed the heavy lifting. All I require is your yes. A yes not contingent on others' opinions, not tied to your emotions, but rooted in trust. Trust me when it defies logic. Trust me when the timing appears off. Trust me when fear insists it is too risky, because the safest place you will ever inhabit is at the center of my will. And right now, my will is summoning you to step fully into obedience, not partially, not almost, but fully. And when you do, I will overwhelm you with what I have been waiting to bestow. You will walk into rooms you once fantasized about. You will receive calls you never anticipated. You will open doors you never even knocked on. Because when I move, nothing can impede it. No adversary, no delay, no falsehood, nothing. But the key is surrender. It always has been. And right now, I am placing that key in your hands. What you do with it is up to you. This moment is sacred. This is not just another message. This is a holy warning dressed in love. Because I have fought too fiercely for you. I have dispatched too many signs. I have delivered you from too many abysses to let you settle now. I will not permit the enemy to triumph. But I need you to meet me halfway. I need you to return to me without conditions. No more bargaining. No more, if you bless me, then I will obey. Just obey. I desire your heart more than I desire your hustle. I desire your worship more than I desire your worry. I desire your trust more than I desire your talent. If I have your heart, I will grant you what your hands have been reaching for. But I will not bestow it while your heart still serves other gods, comfort, fear, pride, or money. I am the sole entity worthy of your complete surrender, and now is the moment to offer it. Do not be distracted by the actions of others. This path is yours alone. I did not bring you this far to forsake you. I brought you here to crown you with purpose, to inundate you with provision, and to utilize you as a living testimony. You are not disqualified. You are not too broken. You are precisely whom I desire. But you must decide. Will you answer my final summons? If you do, I will accomplish the impossible. I will overturn what was spoken against you. I will restore the years that seemed squandered. I will elevate you without explanation, and I will provide in a manner that silences every doubt, every critic, and every fear. Comment 1515 if your spirit recognizes this as the final call from me. You have waited, hoped, believed, and even battled in silence while bearing the weight of unanswered prayers. But I observed it all. I held every tear. I heard every midnight cry, and I responded not only with comfort but with a divine strategy for breakthrough. That 5,750 million is not arbitrary. It is precise. It is heaven's reply to the battles you could not even articulate. It is not solely about money. It is about what the money represents: stability, restoration, momentum, and release. But I will not dispatch heavenly resources into a heart still entangled in worldly confusion. That is why this moment is critical, because your next action will either welcome this blessing or divert it to another season, a future time, or someone else entirely. Comment, Amen, if you know your obedience is unlocking something eternal. You keep asking, when, God? And I am answering you now. The when is not a date on a calendar. The when is your moment of obedience. The blessing is not awaiting my approval. It is awaiting your alignment. The vault in heaven is already open. The angels assigned to your financial miracle are already dispatched, but I cannot allow it to land in a place of rebellion. I love you too much to let you destroy your future through disobedience. That is why I have rendered this message impossible to disregard. That is why it continues to echo in your heart. Because this is not just another word. It is the final instruction before a major transition. Either you trust me completely now, or you step into another cycle of delay. That is how critical this moment is. Comment 1717 if you are surrendering everything to me right now. I have already shattered chains in the unseen realm. I have cleared pathways. I have confounded your adversaries. I have dismantled plans dispatched by darkness to destroy your confidence in your calling. Now, I am propelling you forward. I am launching you into the promised land. But you cannot transport Egypt with you. The mindsets, the habits, the fear, the double-mindedness, all of it must remain behind. This is the season of final separation. Not because I desire to isolate you, but because what lies ahead necessitates a deeper level of purity. I am ushering you into conversations of significance. I am placing you in positions that demand integrity. I am entrusting you with influence that must be protected by obedience. That is why I will not release this wealth to a heart that still hesitates. You have begged me to bless you. I have begged you to believe me. But now the pleading concludes. It is time to move. It is time to surrender. You are no longer a beggar. You are a carrier of grace, a carrier of healing, a carrier of financial impact. But to carry this, you must release what binds your hands. There are individuals awaiting your step into your anointing. Lives are connected to your obedience. Doors are poised to open the instant you step onto the ground I have already granted you. You are not awaiting opportunity. Opportunity is awaiting your obedience. Do not make me wait another moment. I have waited long enough. Now, it is your turn to move. Is it truly possible for a 7-second ritual to transform financial struggle into overnight wealth? This leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual currently revolutionizing lives. Endorsed by 4 neuroscience laboratories, it reprograms your brain to attract money like a magnet. Individuals once bankrupt are now living their dream lives. Luxury homes, new vehicles, exotic travel. But this secret will not remain accessible online for long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it is permanently expunged.